Alright, hello everybody. I am back with another little video talking about my project and what I've done in this past few days, because why not? So I worked on, I moved the project to 4.26, the newest version of Unreal Engine, which comes with like a unified water system, as you can see here, for oceans, rivers, and lakes and stuff. And I was working on that. I set up a little audio system for this as well for water playing, which is cool. So you can actually hear ocean audio and river audio and stuff. And I worked more on the attribute system. So, you know, hunger, thirst, the radiation stuff and all that. And I guess I'll be showing all you that today in this little video. So that's cool. I guess we'll just get right into it then. So let's play the game. And as you can hear, we are already hearing pond audio, which will lower it. There we go. So as you can see, this little line trace from the fucking heavens. It's looking down and finding the closest point on the, because these are all spline generated. Look at that real quick. So as you can see, there's a spline here, and that actually automatically updates the landscape and whatnot. That's all part of the new water system. I did a lot of videos on that. It's actually a couple months old-ish. Fuck, when did 4.26 launch? A while ago, actually. I'm late on the ball. But suffice to say, it's I'm working with it now, and it's awesome. So yeah, so along these splines, the player will detect them, and the closest area to any of these splines will then move the audio point. Since I couldn't really find a better way to do it, and I think this is a pretty elegant solution for the most part. Not too much extra code involved, just a little client a client function. So as you can see, the audio sound moves with me, so it plays organized if I teleport over here. You know, half a second later, I think every half second, I have this function firing off. I could make it faster, I could make it slower. It's just gonna, the slower is better, but I don't want the audio to be jumping with just regular movement, because right now it's quite good, because I'm within the range where the audio doesn't actually yeah, that was a word. Audio. Not that. What's it called? Attenuation. It doesn't attenuate or whatever it's called, so there's no fall off. Like it's at its full max volume. Yeah, that's the word. Anyway. Yeah. So we have this for rivers and lakes. They share the same audio source. And I'm going to create some parameters as well for each of these bodies of water to then tweak that audio source. Maybe if we need to play a different sound for something. Although it might be a bit jarring. So as you can see, this is a second spline for the river. And it will now teleport into the middle of the river. And we can still hear it. I mean, obviously the sound doesn't correlate to the speed of the water, but that's something, like I said, might be done via parameters in the river blueprint. So you can follow this all the way down, and it follows us. Great. Obviously, when you walk in the water, you have little water footsteps too, which are always good. And now that we are getting closer to the ocean, we have a second. So there's actually two. I think I already said that, but you have the lake and river, and you have the ocean audio. So they're separate, obviously, because when you're coming up onto an ocean, you would still kind of hear your river audio, and plus that would have to change it. This seemed like the simplest solution. Because rivers and lakes generally sound somewhat similar, although rivers are a bit like more flowing, faster sounds, which I can change via parameters, no problem, in the audio whatever component. And then ocean is, you know, your generic loud waves, which has a much bigger radius for it. I think about 20 meters unincluded, and then another 15 to 20 meters, which yeah, it's quieter over time, but you get further away. Obviously, shooting water works too. It's all nice. Yeah, I'm looking forward to what I can do with the system on the actual game map when I start working on it again. But I mean, it's really awesome, so I'm quite happy with it. I guess I can also go over the attribute stuff that I worked on. So as of right now, we already have hunger and thirst set up, which is currently ticking. I think every 5 seconds it ticks down. So as you can see, my thirst is at 96.9% and hunger is 97.8% and 97.7%. I mean, the values are just kind of whatever. Generally, I want thirst to tick faster than hunger, because, you know, in real life, you dehydrate twice as fast as you starve to death. I would say in about 1 to 3 hours real time, your hunger and thirst would go from 100 to 0, which is about, I want it to be correlated with the actual time of day movement. So for example, one in-game day, your character needs to eat some and then drink some, you know? Instead of in real life, it's like every 15 minutes in real life, which is only like a tenth of the day. So your character's eating like 20 loaves of bread in one day, in one in-game day, and it's like, what the hell's going on, dude? Versus eating a realistic amount for the actual like time scale, because it's yeah, everything should be kind of scaled accordingly to make it feel more authentic. So one game day, you eat one set of like enough food for like one day in real life. So, you know, a couple loaves of bread, some water, you know, and then that should be good. Then we also have the sanity and radiation, which we'll talk about. Both of those are somewhat implemented. Radiation is, I think, almost fully implemented right now, and sanity, I've started to do the sanity effects, but not the actual, gaining and draining for sanity. So we can go over here and just character, values, and attributes, and we'll just turn this off real quick, or set it to 100, so it's not affecting us at the moment, because it will be affecting us later on. Okay, so radiation we'll talk about real quick. Move the player start down here, and down there. Rifle. So, static actor, which is my little blueprint for level design stuff, and I want to stick a, let's say a barrel. I usually use barrels, because barrels are dangerous. Update influence, and now we snap it. And then this will move around, obviously. We have 2 of them, fuck, why not? That's cute. Anyway. At the bottom of this we have our irradiated amount. I may have already gone over this in a previous video, but I mean, just to recap. So every actor in the game world will be eligible for a radiation amount, which will then obviously irradiate the player once he gets nearby. At the moment it's about like 20 meters or so. Where's my player start? I don't want to have to run too far. Yeah, that's good. So we'll give this burial every second it gives you 10 radiation at the source. So that obviously falls off as you go further away. So we'll go run up to that right now. Our barrel's right there, and as we slowly approach it, you will see on the left side our radiation will eventually start going up. I'll like inch it until it actually starts. Right about now. Now? Yeah, there we go. So it's 10 radiation per second, but because we are at the edge, it's doing a bit of scuffed math, and we are only talking about like what, 0.9 rads or so, or a full 1, close to it. So as we go closer, that's going to be exponentially increasing. So 8, 22, 26, and now it should be going up almost 10, 41, 50, so 9.5, because we can't actually get all the way to the center because of the barrel. And our character's obviously reacting with coughing and stuff, which is the whole effects manager I created ages ago. It sounds creepy. So as we soak up more and more radiation, more and more interesting effects will happen to us. So now that we have a decent little bit, we're going to start, you know, coughing, and our character's going to be like, ugh, acting a little bit funny. And I also have broken my health function because we're over 100 health, but we'll fix that later. We're actually yeah, it's funny. We're gaining health instead of losing health because of the radiation. stay here a little while longer and continue to soak up effects. It goes up to about 2,000 rads before the effects stop being unique. And then just keeps playing the same old effects. Yeah, our health now is going down. That's interesting. Actually, you can start seeing it now, but if you look in really closely to the sides of the barrel, you'll see there's actually some interesting sign effects going on using chrome aberration. The character's vision is starting to get a little bit like wonky. Oh yeah, now it's coming into full fold. At about 1,000, this gets to its highest strength because it gets a bit disorienting sometimes, especially when I stare at it for hours on end, fucking tweaking the values. My eyes start to hurt. But I mean, that's kind of the point when you're getting heavily irradiated. Just standing next to a fucking barrel. Yeah, and his eyes are like dilating, so you get more and less light coming in, like just randomly. Well, not really randomly, it's a sine wave going back and forth in the post-process material, but yeah, and you get the whole headache, like shaking it off kind of thing. And then now, if we actually look down our gun here, you can see that the effect is really starting to kick off. It's not super disorienting. Before I had it, your actual everything was actually moving back and forth, and that was making me really sick. So I switched it around, and now the main visual part does not actually move much. Just so you're not fucking going insane, trying to keep your, like, look back and forth with your eyes. Get dizzy. Yeah, because the actual head look like this is predictable, so. As you can see, our stamina is also being soaked up, because we're getting tired and more tired from absorbing aberration. So once you get a super dose, you kind of have like a limited time to actually get the fuck out of there and patch yourself up. You know, use radiation, like items to reduce radiation and whatnot. I guess one note: the radiation also cannot kill me for a while, so we'll go here and soak up some more rats so it does more damage to us real quick. Another reason to take all the person's stamina away is so they actually are coughing and shit all the time. Because the coughs and the stamina breathing are linked to the same function. And depending on parameters, instead of breathing, you'll cough. We can look at that real quick as well. It's not really super relevant, but... And as our health goes lower and lower, we also have a little... a very slow head shake. So as you can see, the gun's kind of slowly moving around the screen. As we get lower health, that gets more extreme. So you don't want to stay too low health for too longer. I mean, if you see like what I'm aiming at, it's actually quite. The aim itself is not moving at all. You see, my aim is still locked onto the barrel, but the camera itself is what's doing all the work. So you could still technically stay combat effective. Like the gun doesn't move around so much as long as you keep calm and focus. But the actual camera is going to be impairing your actual ability to aim. But once you have that aim locked on, you can defend yourself, pretty much, is the idea. Eventually I could have all these effects affect the character as well. Because right now you see the character, nothing really affects it. I mean, obviously, except for getting knocked out like that. And also, at such low health, we can't sprint or even jog. We're locked into walking. This is something I'm going to have an animation for. You'll have a limping animation instead of just your generic walk animation. So yeah, as you can see, the radiation, we should be dead, but we're not. So I don't really want players to just be getting killed by shit left and right. I kind of want you to have a fight. Like, for example, you get a lethal dose real quick. It's not, well, you get a healthy dose of like fucking 2,000 whatever radiation. Usually that would just in real life it would take like 5, 6, 7,000 for like you to be guaranteed to die. So I sort of correlated that to this. I'm gonna have to restart with a higher radiation amount to show that off. But yeah, so just getting at least those, it basically impairs you, but does not kill you. Something else is gonna kill you if you can't fix yourself and get healthy again. Yeah, I can't jump, I can't do anything, I can only just walk and pray no one sees me. And to complement this, I've implemented shock as well. On the left, before we looked at bleeding, I think in the last video, and now we have shock. So we click that button and that just triggers it. As you can see, it's like a heartbeat and kind of like a black and white filter, or it desaturates the game scene, and we get a little head shake to correlate with that. So like, generally, I think being in shock is only going to happen when you take extreme damage, or when we get to that sanity system, which I can demo real quick as well once I'm done looking at this. I would say the way to fix shock is going to be like painkillers or something, something generic, like easy, and it makes sense. I'm in shock, I need painkillers. You take painkillers, the shock goes away after a while. Yeah, this has quite a nice effect. Dying of radiation, you're in shock, you've been shot, you patch yourself up, you were bleeding, now you're not. Like, it looks pretty good. Alright, enough of that. So we will now look at how radiation can kill you. So radiated amount, let's make that 1,000. That is like impossible, and not going to be in the game, that much fucking radiation at once from any one source. But for this testing purpose, we'll look at this real quick. So let's go radiation 3, 6, 1,000, 2,000, fucking ridiculous numbers. As you can see, the amount is ticking down quite heavily now, almost 5 per. So basically, the radiation function will check what is your current health and what is the amount it's going to do. If it can't kill you in one radiation tick, it won't. So if the radiation ticks for 3 damage, oh, there we go, we're dead. If the radiation ticks for 3 damage, that's below 5. 5 is the minimum for radiation ticking. It won't kill you. It won't take damage. But once it takes over 5 damage, it'll finish you off. So in that way, because it scales infinitely the radiation damage to the actual radiation you've soaked, in that way, once you get like 5, 6, 7,000 radiation absorbed, you're at risk of dying, basically. Kind of like real life. Okie dokie. So now we will look at Sanity real quick. That's a bit of the radiation stuff. It's cool, and it's going to be expanded upon a little bit more in the future with reducing items and radiation armor, which is also implemented, but not in this character yet. That's in the old character, which I will eventually work on, but I've been avoiding because it is a lot of fucking work, and I'm going to get nothing else done until that is there. So now we have the Sanity system, which at the moment only has one little feature, which is spawning some weird shit around you. So we will box ourselves in, give our player 0 sanity, and it's actually not that crazy, but 0 sanity, and we will also go to the FX manager. It's the client-side effects thing, which has all this shit. It's a little messy at the moment. But this is all the local effects that happen to the client. So you overlap foliage, you play sounds, you're breathing. This is how the breathing cycle happens. 4 times a second, we do some calculations for all these values. So the interval for breathing based on your stamina, the interval for your heartbeat for the shock effect based on your health, the interval for sanity based on sanity, obviously, and so on. Character voice for when you have a face mask, it affects your actual character's audio, and more health stuff. So the health opacity, the blackening around the screen, the vignette, that gets harder and softer, but depending on your health and stamina and everything. So sanity, player sanity event. Right now all it does is check if you're alive and check if you're awake, so if you're not knocked out, and it will spawn a funky little bastard here, which we can actually go look at real quick. So the Sanity Spectre guy is basically like a ghost type actor. So it spawns in behind cover, wherever you cannot see it, and then the second it gets visible, it gets seen, your character will react, and then it will phase away. And I've also got a little sphere version, because why the hell not? And that's what it looks like a little black hole waving effect. So now every second we just changed right yonder. Sanity interval. Normally when you have 30 sanity, doesn't do anything. When you have 0 sanity, every 5 to 30 seconds, one of these bad boys spawn. Now we set that to 0, complete, save, or compile, save, and now we will play. I don't think I have the message for actually spawning them in, so there should be a bunch that spawn eventually behind me. Probably. Ooh. Actually, let's turn on the debug stuff so I actually know what the hell's going on. Oh, sorry, coughing to the mic. Ugh. It's this one. You get a random location in nav, because I'm using the nav mesh to actually generate it, so actually I might need to build a nav mesh real quick. Build pass. Oh, this is going to take ages. Actually, no, we're not. Static mesh has null, entity foliage actor. What are you talking about? Why is there one here? I don't even have any foliage. Alright, whatever, bro. So I should be able to show navigation. Yes. So basically, anywhere on this green mesh, it can spawn, but it makes sure that the player does not have line of sight to the spawn area. Obviously, it's not perfect, and sometimes it spawns like at the corner and then instantly kills itself, the ghost. But yeah. So line trace, draw, debug for how long? For duration, do like 1 second. So then we know where the hell it is, so we can go walk up to it. And it does say Sanity Spectre, bad typo, Sanity Spectre spawned. And sick. So play game. They're saying disabled? Yeah, hold up a sec. Sanity interval. Oh. Set that to 1 for now. Oh, we have. I'm an idiot. So when you're at 0, now we set as 1 there, not here. Do head mic. Yeah, that's good. Okay, now every second, because we're at 1 sanity, 0, it's going to be popping every second. Probably. Okay, hello. I think I disabled it for sure then. What else do I have to do? That's looping all correctly. Please sanity event. I'm alive, I'm awake. Print string, hello. Hello, hello, hello. I guess we're not able to get a random location, maybe? Boop. And print string, hello. This is how I debug stuff. Ah, that's why. Can't get navigable, can't get area in. Where's our nav mesh? Oh, hiccups. We'll just make this smaller. 1, 1, 1 scale. Move it here. Make it even smaller. Where is this stuff? 5,000 units each side. And rebuild the navigation. Yes. Static mesh, no. I wonder if... I guess they're using the instance fault, the instance, yeah, I guess, for the ocean. I was kind of wondering how that was going. Maybe not. Alright, debugging activated. Get application on character, this all works, this is all fine. How about get random or because I'm not seeing hellos. That's weird. Either way, so I could just manually trigger this, I guess, because I've already was triggering it before, just so you can see the event going on, and I'll fix this later. No point in dragging this shit out. Watch me fail to debug anything. Input, yeah, spawn actor. So I was already spawning them before with this keybind. Let us find the location. Lit show, get rid of that navigation stuff. Drop a cube here and get its location. So spawn at 624 Negative 1,100 something. And 100 units off the ground. Off 0. Compile, and there we go. So to click N, it'll spawn one of our sanity specters, instead of randomly spawning it around us. Actually, I've got to delete my little cube. And boop. And play. So now when we spawn one, it'll be right around this corner. Oof. And that's basically what this event's going to be. So you spawn it, and it has a couple different effects. So it can go up, it can go up again, it can go down, up, it can go away from the character, it can go down again. There's actually a lot. Yeah, it can go towards the player, it can not do anything, it can just statically despawn. It can also, whatchamacallit, enlarge, yeah. Right now, the Kimmy one is using the mannequin's model. I can go into we can actually go check this guy out real quick in standalone. And we can fly around, because he's looking for the player. Oh, wait, now it's working. It's working on the server. Yeah, I'm retarded. Well, there's our system, spawning every second. They're all behind the player. And they delete themselves after a little while, if they are not spotted. You know, it's because normally only 1 or 2 would spawn at a time, and then if they never get spotted, they just despawn. I mean, right now, it's gonna just infinitely fucking fill the world with this shit. This would be kind of funny to walk around. Yeah, see, it's auto-deleting. So you can kind of imagine at night having these bad boys spawn around. They're also unlit, so just because they're fully black now, at night you can still see them. Because they're actually like a light gray. And obviously, we have our little shock event that fires off once whenever you see one. I'm not sure if I'll keep that or not. It's almost like a warning that, I guess that kind of helps, because you know you're not in shock, but your character's like, your character's going a little weird with the heartbeat stuff. So he's going to be like, oh yeah, my character's going insane, I should probably fix that. So it's, because if you don't actually notice any of these sanity specter dudes, because it's nighttime or something, you'll never know that your character's actually fucking insane. There will be other effects too. I'm going to come up with a bunch of like creepy effects for stuff in the future. Alright, so let's, I guess, set it to nighttime and run around then. Maybe he'll creep me out. They'll creep me out. Oh, there's gonna be one right there. Oh yeah, that's a little weird. Let's hide the traces. This one. And yeah, we'll fix the replicated stuff. Get random location. Maybe this isn't possible to do in, I don't know, we'll figure that out. No duration. Okay. Delete, and go. Yeah, because since this is all client-side effects, I don't actually have to worry about replication too much. I guess for some of those situations, like for example, getting the navigation on client doesn't work in server, so I'll have to figure a solution for that. It's not gonna be this extreme, obviously. Like I said, once every now and then. If your character's as like a 0 sanity, so he is as insane as he can be, maybe every 20 seconds you might see one. On top of other effects I have to come up with. So if you have any ideas for something when the player's going insane, you know, let me know, and I'll probably try and implement it because I'm slowly running out of ideas. It's bugged into the wall. That's funny. Poor guy never gonna do his job. And I read that above them was like a little arrow, just so because I was testing on having them rotate towards me. I'll get rid of that as well later. Maybe we get some more models and stuff, like more creepy shit. Non-humanoid figures. Fat FOV. Oh, that's one thing. little water particles don't light very well at night when there's low light. The particles do, but these do not. Yeah, we look at that today, maybe. It's kind of annoying. It's getting hard to see because it's becoming foggier, I think. I'm gonna have to work on the whole sky environment system as well. Mainly for better debugging. I think it doesn't replicate very well either. So that'll be something to go over. I made it ages ago when I was even more of an amateur than I am now, so. Oh yeah, it's really hard to see. Might also make this little point light around the character a bit brighter, so you can see at night better. Because when I'm literally inching down the fucking hill. YOLO, dude, I'm not scared. Oh, there we go. We're getting some light now. I can see where we're going. I don't know if you guys can see. Kind of depends on your monitor. I could crank the gamma up. Eventually I'm not going to have a gamma slider either. That's cheating. Fucking heck. Yeah, I love this water system, dude. It's awesome. I guess the one downside, it has to deform the landscape, which is kind of a problem since I already have a fully formed landscape myself. But I will come up with a solution for that. Either spend hours to get the landscape spline to just be super conform to my landscape. Oh shit, fell down the hill too high. That's really it for this video, dudes. Thanks for watching again. I'll continue to do what I'm doing and hopefully entertaining you and eventually creating something that could entertain you as well in the future. Not that these videos aren't entertaining or anything, you know. Okay. Alright, I will see you guys in the next one with more stuff. Don't really know what. Whatever I find interesting at the time, because I usually kind of just hop from topic to topic, making sure I don't get bored and never get burnt out. Because I did get burnt out before, because I was doing non-stop work for like 6-7 months straight, just doing stuff I really didn't want to do, like hardcore, I guess, programming or whatever, Blueprint, which got really tedious after a while and boring. Oh, it's daytime. Stop doing cheating. Give me like 2-2. Oh, it's not daytime, it's just clear now. Yeah, 2.2 gamma is my my default value. If you can see or not, I can see fine, and it looks great. Good nighttime sky, the lighting, the color distribution's all nice. Alright, see you boys.